Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining week 4 of New Consultant Education. We missed some of you last week, but we are glad you were here this week. And tonight's topic is probably the biggest core part of your business. It's party time, because without parties, you're out of business, okay? You can have the bookings, you can have the people, but if you don't go do the appointment, you are out of business. That would be like a hairstylist having her book slam full and then she not showing up the day of her appointments. We would never think anybody in Mary Kay would do that, okay? But I know without a doubt that you will show up as long as you know what you're doing, right? Like you will show up as long as you know what you're doing. So I wanted to first of all point your attention to 2 websites. Depending on who your director is, you can go to juliewilliams.com or lauraleejolly.com, whichever one is your director, because it's a mixed group here. On juliewilliams.com, there's a new tab that says New Consultant Education, and that's where you can find all these videos that I'm posting. The second thing that you're going to find on either juliewilliams.com or lauraleejolly.com is the Kit Essentials tabs. There's some little buttons at the top, and in that Kit Essentials tabs is going to be a ton of resources and documents that you're going to hear me refer to tonight, okay? I didn't print them. I don't have them right here in front of me to hold them for you just because there is so many of them. I just wanted you to know where to go to find these, but we're going to talk about them briefly, okay, tonight. So it is party time. I want to take you through how to do a party. First of all, practice makes perfect, okay? So your first party is going to be a flop. It might be a crazy old mess. True story, my very first party, halfway through my party, the girl that was my hostess reached up and grabbed my arm gently and said, "Hey babe, sit down for just a second. Let me show you how to do this." She was not a Mary Kay. See, I was cosmetically challenged and I didn't know what I was doing. I just was excited. She knew how to tell them to do their makeup. So I let her. I made the money that night, okay? But I learned from that experience that I really needed some more details and really needed the nuts and bolts and the facts. So I am going to make sure that you have that tonight. So the party starts before you ever get there, okay? The party starts before you get there. You will have a higher success rate in your parties or facials, okay? So let me say that. No matter if you've got 1 person or 10 around the table, what I'm talking to you about tonight applies. I'm going to use the word party, but I'm meaning it can be 1 person or a bunch of people. The process is still the same, okay? Just like brushing your teeth, you still put the toothpaste on there, you do it. Doesn't matter whether you're doing it at your house or somebody else's house, that's how you brush your teeth. Same thing with the parties, okay? But it starts at the very beginning before you ever get to the party. When you have booked her, if you can get her to send you her hostess list, sometimes they will and sometimes they won't. But if she will send you a list of the people she has invited and their phone numbers. And what I tell people to do in that situation is to have them write it on a piece of paper and snap a picture of it and send it to you, okay? It's easier, it's fast, snap, write it to you. If you can get that guest list ahead of time, then you can get on the phone and call them ahead of time and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about Marie's party on Friday night. We're going to have so much fun. I just wanted to call and give you a quick reminder about it. It's at her house at 123 Happy Street. It starts at 6:30, so make sure you're on time because we start on time, and I give away goodies to the people that are on time, so I want to make sure that you're there. But before I go, I just want to see, do you have any questions or anything specific about your skin that you want to make sure that I address that night?" 95% of the time, they say, "Nope, I'm good. See you there." Click, and you're done. It's a personal contact with them. They hear your excitement, and when they're getting to the point where they're not sure if they want to come or not, they will remember your fun, exciting voice, and they're afraid they're going to miss out. True story, when I was winning my first car, it was the end of June, and a cousin of mine held a skincare class. I did that exact thing. I called through everybody. And I got a girl on the phone, and when we first started talking, she said, "I'm not going to make it. I'm so sorry." I said, "Well, I'm sorry because you're going to miss out on your goodies, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. I had a fun little goodie bag for you." Goodie bag was a bag of candy. Okay, it wasn't anything. It was a couple pieces of candy. That's all it was. Goodie bag waiting on you at your desk. So I'm so sorry, but I definitely would love to schedule a one-on-one appointment with you later because I was new. I was learning. I knew I should have done it right then, but I didn't. Hung up the phone. Well, guess who showed up at the party? She did. You know why? She wanted her goodie bag. She wanted her goodie bag. You know what else happened? She signed up. She joined my team. She was the one that helped me finish my car. Okay. And it all came because I called her. If I hadn't called her, she wouldn't have shown up because she already decided she wasn't coming. But she heard my voice and she wanted my bag of candy. She didn't know what was in the bag. She just wanted my bag of candy. And then she fell in love with me and she fell in love with the products. Do you know what I mean? So it all starts beforehand. However, there are times that they won't send you their guest list. It's okay. If I was hosting a party, I would not give you out my guest list. That's my personality. Okay. So then what you do is you send her a text message that says, do me a favor, send this message out to all of your people coming. And the text message says the same thing. Hi, I'm Julie. This message is from my hostess, Julie. She's super excited meeting you. She needs you to do a quick favor and send her a text message and let her know if you like pink, brown, or mauve type lipsticks. Here's her number. Click. What I'm doing is I'm trying to like dangle little things in front of them, and I can give you those scripts, all those kind of things later. But I just want you to see what I'm saying. I'm creating a fear of missing out. And they're communicating with me. Because see, what I know is I need to know before I walk into that party that there's going to be some people there. Okay? Because nothing sucks worse than to walk into a party and then there not be anybody there. For your hostess. Because she is freaking out because her friends are not showing up. Okay? So you are doing everything in your power so that when you show up and if her friends don't show up, you can say, girl, it's okay. They didn't call me back. Then it takes the pressure off of her onto me. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. It makes a big difference. So you do that before the party. When you get to the party at the lady's house, I typically get there about 30 minutes early if I can. Get my table set up real fast. We'll talk about the table setup in just a second. Get my table set up real fast. But while I'm doing all this, I'm having a conversation with the hostess. Hey, girl, who's coming tonight? Tell me about them. They tell me. So who in this group do you think will be great doing what I do? There's always one. There's always one. Oh, Marie, you ought to talk to her, girl. She is doing everything. She's the PTO president. She is phenomenal. You're going to love her. Everybody knows her. Do you know what that's doing? That teaches my brain to look and watch that woman, because if her friends think she'd be phenomenal, she's probably going to be phenomenal. Okay. So that's what you're discussing at the beginning of the party. I also show my hostess how to do satin hands. Now, listen, when your people start coming in tonight, I'm going to get you to do satin hands with them. I'm going to be matching their foundation. Okay, so I need you to be doing satin hands with them. This is the process, blah, 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 blah. The reason I do that is, one, I'm teaching her how to be a consultant when she don't even realize I'm teaching her to be a consultant. Okay, she is doing satin hands with them when they come in and gets their hands clean. Okay. With these new foundations, are matching the foundations at the beginning, because both of you that are on here saw what was going on through the foundation. You got to get it on their face to see what's going on. So as they're coming in, I'm matching foundations and I'm sending them to the table. Okay. So then fast forward, everybody's in, we're at the table. Let me talk to you about how the table is set up. Now, there is a lot of different theories out there. So let me tell you, first of all, do what makes you happy and keeps you less stressed. Okay, so that's what I'll tell you. Your table setup, it needs to be your personality that makes you less stressed. There's a lot of other people that tell you the table needs to be decorated and it needs to be pretty and it needs to be having all this kind of stuff. Well, for people that love to decorate a table and make it look pretty and all this kind of stuff, that makes them happy. Me, it makes me want to pull my hair out. Okay, so I straight up go in there. I typically do lay the placemats out, and we'll talk about placemats, but I lay the placemats out just at the chairs, okay? But I leave my mirrors stacked. I leave my trays stacked. I have all my products. All of that is in one place at the end of the table. Because here's what I know. If the 5 doesn't show up, then I don't have to go put all that crap back together. It goes back in my bag. Do you know what I mean? And as they come in, I can hand them the mirrors. They can put the mirror in the mirror themselves. You know what I'm doing? Train them to be a consultant. You see what I'm saying? So I pass out mirrors. Here's your mirrors. And then I keep the little plastic trays. And as they come, once we know what we're doing, I'll squirt the products real quick in the trays, pass out the trays across the board. Okay. If I've already squirt their foundation, then they already have their tray at the table and I walk around squirting. But I'm trying to wait to squirt the foundation so the foundations don't dry. I'm just playing with them right now. Okay. I don't know the answer to that yet. At my table, they have a placemat. The placemat can be found on juliewilliams.com, lauraleejolly.com, and on one side is a sheet that just talks about Mary Kay, okay? On the back side is our set sheet. So it's listed, the name of it on the file is called set sheets. That I have laminated and it's face down. The reason I use that is so that when they're wet towels or their dirty cotton balls or their eye applicators or their mascara wand, they can lay it on that and not mess up the people's tables. You would not believe how many tables I have gotten mascara on in my lifetime. Okay, I've learned. Okay, put it on a bank placemat. They'll tell you it doesn't matter that it gets on their table. Yeah, it does. Put it on the placemat. Okay, so with that said, that's there, their mirror's there, their washcloth is there, and it's Aviva paper towel or the face cloth that comes in your starter kit or washcloths or whatever. They need water. Okay, there's another school of thought out there that you need little cups of water and all that kind of stuff. I ain't got time for all that. I just make sure my washcloth still has some moisture to it. Okay, it has moisture to it so that they can put it through their face. A profile card and a pen. That's all I have at the table. That's it. I will lay my travel roll-up bag. That's my pretty one, the one that's pre-packed, which we'll talk about. I will lay it in the center of the table to fill the table up if it's a big, long table. If it's not, I roll it up and sit it in the center of the table. It's my place. I mean, it's my decoration. Why not? Make them look at that bag the whole time. They want the bag. If they look at the bag the whole time, it's right there, okay? So that's the setup. So they all come to the table, and here's how the class or facial goes. I introduce myself. I thank them for coming. My introduction is usually, thanks for coming. I love y'all being here. I've been in Mary Kay. A 3 to 5 sentence introduction about myself. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I feel like I got 3 boys because I got my husband with me. You know what I mean? Like something funny just because I like to make them laugh. You know, I started this business because I wanted to be able to go to Burger King. When I wanted to go to Burger King, I couldn't go to Burger King, but now I can because, you know, whatever your story is, okay? And off we go to the class. I tell them up front. Now, ladies, tonight what we're going to do, same thing with the facial. Tonight what we're going to do is we're going to focus on advanced skincare. We're going to take care of your skin, and you're going to leave a little dabble of color, okay? Now, let me stop right there. For you brand spanking new consultants, on the same websites that I have referred is a flip chart. Now, in your starter kit came a flip chart from Mary Kay. It's like a spiral bound hard type thing. Okay, you put it in, it's not spiral bound anymore. It's 3-hole punched in a notebook. It stands up so that you can stand it on your table. They see one side and your words are on the other side. But if you will go on our websites and print the modified version, the reason that I say do that is because the one from the company is amazing. Too many words. You don't have time to say all that. You'll be there forever. It won't feel natural. It's too much information. I do recommend that you read through it a couple times though. Read through your starter, read through that before you do the modified one, because there's a lot of great knowledge you can learn like a book, okay? But when you print out the modified flip chart, you tape the words part on the back. The picture doesn't change, but it tells you what page and where to put the words. Okay, so you assemble it and put it in the order that it tells you on the document. It tells you how to do it on the document. Then you have that flip chart in front of you. So when you're new and you don't know what to say, it tells you exactly what to say. And if you're scared, you can pick it up and read it. It's okay. My recruiter recruited me by reading. Okay, it doesn't matter. The products are going to feel amazing on their face and they're going to love you. So it doesn't matter if you're reading or not. So print that flip chart. But what I want to do is I want to walk you through the things in the flip chart. You welcome them. Then you go into skincare. So typically what I do is I put a little smiley face on their hand with an eyeliner pen, and that's how they use the oil-free eye makeup remover. I don't let them take their eyes off at their first party. Because if I do, then I feel like I got to give them eyes to put back on before they leave so they don't scare somebody, okay? So I let them practice with the oil-free eye makeup remover on their hand. If you don't have an eyeliner pen, take mascara and smudge it. Once it dries, they can take that right off. Then you're going to do the miracle set. You're going to walk them through the miracle set. All of this is in the flip chart, y'all. In the flip chart also, there's a point where it stops and it takes them through referrals. So I wanted to explain to you why you need referrals. If you were on the call several weeks ago, we talked about referrals and the fact that leads keep you in business. When you have Marie, remember, she knows everybody because she's the PTO president, and the hostess has already said she's who'd be great at this, gives you her list of names. Even if she decides she don't want to become a consultant Mary Kay, you now know more people. You now have people you can call to be able to share the marketing with, and not the marketing, the classes with, get appointments with, and your business grows and expands, okay? It's just like you, again, going back to the hairstylist. If you love your hairstylist, you tell your friends. They want to know who does your hair, you send them to her. You know what I mean? It's a referral. It's the best compliment. So you're going to walk them through all the skincare. You're going to do the referrals, all that kind of stuff, okay? The flip chart tells you how to do it. I'm not going to sit here and go through all that. There's also a skincare class in your starter kit, a video. I think there's one on the Great Starts app as well that you can watch. I will tell you that that skincare class doesn't follow our modified skincare class, but again, the more you can watch things happen, the more it sinks in and makes sense to you. The company skincare class is phenomenal, but it's very scripted, okay? Very scripted from the aspect that the words that they say comes across very polished. I've never had a skincare class like that. Most of the time I got kids screaming and dogs barking and cats climbing in my starter kit. I mean, straight up Saturday, Cat decided my starter kit was where he wanted to be. And I would just have to dig around him. He wouldn't even get up. I'd take him out. He'd get right back in. So I just worked around the cat and starter kit. That you're not going to see in a Mary Kay video. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what you're going to be ready. Just go with the flow and laugh. I'm like, do you just want to go home with me, kitty? Okay, come on. You know, so through the skincare. Then when you get done with the product demonstration, then this is the most important piece of this class. You can tell them to put the eye cream on their elbow. It don't matter if you told them wrong. What matters, though, is do you know how to close the sale? Okay? Do you know how to close the sale? Beautifully on our website is another piece of paper that has 4 questions on it that you go through the set sheet and you ask the 4 questions. Okay? So we've just finished the product demonstration. We're done. We then have them take that placemat they've been working on all night long. We have them turn it over, and on the back of that placemat has all kind of sets. I'm calling it a set sheet, and I'm not showing it here because I don't want someone to get hung up on which set sheet to use. Work with the one your director recommends you to use, okay? That's what I'm going to tell you tonight. But there's a set sheet. So then you walk through romancing the set. Many times I take that travel roll-up bag that's been sitting in the middle of the party, I hold it up, and I'm talking about, wouldn't you love to get this bag for free? Wouldn't you love to get this bag for free? Or how would you, you know, and you're romancing the sets through the set sheet. The current set sheet that I'm using, the top row of the set sheet is the products I demoed that night. The second row is my second appointment products, okay? So I'm romancing the first row. I don't even talk about the second row. I just say, you see all that on the second row? Y'all get to play with that on your follow-up appointment. So just remember that. But tonight, here's what we're focusing on, okay? Then you go through and ask the 4 questions. The questions are, would you like your follow-up facial during the week or on the weekend, with or without friends? And if money were no object, which set would you take? Now, I'm going to tell you one thing I say during that part. I always say, listen, if money were no object, if you got a sugar daddy somewhere that says, baby, buy anything and everything you want to buy, it doesn't matter, you can have it all, which one would you take home? Because that breaks down the wall of their bank account. That breaks down the wall of my husband's not going to let me spend this money. Or, you know what I mean? Because all they're doing is telling me what they really want. Doesn't mean that they're going to buy it, but it helps them dream, okay? Once again, teach them to be a consultant. And the last one is to help me with the marketing. And it's all, the questions are printed. And at that point, hold them up and read them. Read them. And they're marking this information down on their sheet, okay? And my final thing that I say to them is, listen, I'm going to separate us out. I'm going to go over here in this other room and I'm going to close this. I want to talk to each one of you, okay? You're under no obligation to purchase, but there's some things that, you know, sometimes women want to talk about that they don't want all their girlfriends talking about. Did you see that zit on my cheek? You know, or they may say, I really can't afford anything tonight. So I would rather us be able to talk privately, okay? Money is a private thing. And at that point, depending on how the party's going, I do one of 2 things. If Marie over here has been super fun and feisty and I really like her, I say, hey, Marie, Is there any way you can start first? Can you go with me first, please? I choose her and take her with me. If she hasn't been the fun and feisty one in the party, I find the one that has been the most fun. Sometimes it's the loudest one in the group, okay? Because what happens is you take her off into another room. We'll talk what you do. But when she comes back, she's excited and she sells all them on coming to talk to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if she bought products, she's walking back in there with her goodies in her bag. So then that makes them want to come talk to you. So here's what you say to them when you break them off individually. I typically either try to sit beside them if I'm on a couch, or I sit in the floor beneath them, okay? I don't like to sit across a table and close a sale. I feel like that makes it formal, but there are times that you can't help it. But if I can plop my rump in the floor and I'm looking up at them, it releases that tension. It makes me almost look like a servant instead of a master. Does that make sense? And the first thing I ask them is, did you have fun tonight? And they say yes or no. 99.9% they say yes. I have had somebody tell me no before. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm sorry you didn't have fun. And then I went on to my next question. I didn't ask any more questions on that part. But I said, did you have fun? Okay, which was your most favorite product? And she tells me, why was that your favorite product? Can you still feel it on your face? And they're like, yes. Okay. All right, looking at your chart, it shows me that you would like to do your follow-up facial on a weekend. I have, and I flip open my date book, this night or this night, which one's better for you? Tuesday night or Saturday night, this date. Okay, great. Now I see below that you would like to bring some friends over. So you know if you bring some friends over, you get a lot of free stuff, right? Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more of that in a few minutes. So let me go to my next question. Now I see that if money were no object, you would take the ultimate, you would take set number 2, 4, 6, and 7. Is that something you feel comfortable doing tonight? Y'all, that right there to me was the hardest question to ever learn. I felt like I was pressuring them. But you're not. You're not saying, do you want this? What you're saying is that something you feel comfortable taking home tonight? If she says yes, then immediately shut your mouth, grab your sales ticket, and start writing. Do not babble. Do not babble. You will talk her out of it. So what you can say is, great, let me get you written up. Now tell me about this. Now, do you remember how to use it? Like, you can ask questions like that, but not like, are you sure? Is there anything, you know what I mean? Don't. If she says yes, write it up, okay? If she says no, that's really out of my budget, then I would say, okay, what 2 sets would be your favorite? Like, I start bringing them down. I bring them down a little bit. And then finally, if she's still saying, I really can't spend any money tonight, I would say, okay, is there anything you definitely know you want to take with you? And when she says no, I said, but would you like to get it for free? And she, of course, is going to say yes. So then I reflect back to the previous question. Well, remember, you're going to bring your friends. So when you have, and that's when you display your hostess plan. I'm not going to get into the hostess plan because that is another training for another day. But that's when you tell her what your hostess plan is. With plan A, B, C, D, you're going to get some stuff for free. Does that make you excited? Yes. Okay. Last thing I see is that you said you'd be willing to help me with my training. Is that something you can stay a few minutes tonight after we finish up and I can sit down and talk to you? Or would it be better if we do that over coffee? Over coffee? Okay, great. Back to my calendar, I flip and I find the date. Does that make sense? Perfect. If they purchase products and I have them sitting right there with me, I bag them up and I send them back in there. Okay. Send them back into the room and I tell her, hey, do me a favor. Will you grab Jennifer and tell her to come here? I don't leave it up to them to bring the next person. Because if you do, you're going to be walking back in there going, who's next? Who's next? I've done it, y'all. It's awkward. It's weird. You're begging them to come talk to you when it's easier to just say, could you please tell Jennifer to come here next? She walks in the room. She gets Jennifer. She brings her, sits you back down. You know what I mean? And then you tell the next person to go next. She brings them right down. That's how you do a skincare class. If you have people that are willing to stay after the party, then get them all back together and you do the marketing. I know that that's totally foreign to you right now, but you got to come back next week or the next weeks to hear what that means, okay? Because all that training is later. So with that said, that is your skincare class. Here's what I want you to hear me say. I didn't talk a lot about the products, did I, tonight? The important parts of the skincare class is getting the people there, them having fun, and you closing the sale, okay? Getting people there, having fun, you closing the sale. The products, it doesn't matter. They're great products. They're going to sell themselves, and if you do them wrong, it doesn't matter. Does it help to know details about the products? Absolutely. But can you get out in the field tomorrow when you barely just got your starter kit yesterday and be successful? Absolutely. It's like squirt, wash on, wash off. But if you will read the flip charts, you'll know exactly what to say. You'll learn the funny little things that we say. You'll learn that we call oil-free eye makeup remover magic water because it takes everything off. You'll come up with your own little product catchphrases that works. I sell a ton of under eye corrector because I call it my war paint, and they think it's funny because it looks like an Indian going to war because I'm painted up all over the place. I call it war paint. So you'll learn those kind of things that will build your business. But every tool you need is right there on that website with a little bit of belief out of us that it's there. So I'm going to stop here and give you a chance to ask some questions. Do either one of you have any questions tonight? Unmute your phone if you have a question. No questions? Okay, hang on. For those of you that are watching the video, thank y'all for being on here. We'll see you next week.